The Hardy Boys have found a hot girl. I'm not surprised. They tend to find hot girls wherever they go. It's just how the Hardy Boys books work.
What do you think of your uncle?
Honestly, he isn't my favorite person in the world. And it isn't just because of today. He's never been nice to us, always acting like he's doing us a favor by letting us live on the grounds, when the truth is, we're the only company he has. Without us, he'd have no one to order around.
So, who is your favorite person?
I can't imagine how it's important to the case, but that would be my mother. She needs me, and I enjoy feeling like I make a difference.
Have you ever been into Samuel's safe room?
No, he doesn't let anybody in there. When he isn't working, he keeps the door locked.
How do you know he locks the door? Did you try and get in?
Frank, could you ask your brother to not be so rude, please?
Can it, Joe?
Joe, see, this is why you can't get a girlfriend.
What can you tell me about your father?
Unfortunately, I know nothing about my biological father. He left my mother and I when I was very young.
Oh. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Don't be sorry. Mom married Thomas some time ago, and he has been the sweetest and most loving father a girl could ask for. I have no reservations calling him Dad.
Okay, I'll talk to you later, Lily. Thanks.
No problem. I like talking to you, Frank. I feel like I can tell you anything.
Hey, what about me?
There are a few things I could tell you too, Joe, but I don't think you'd enjoy hearing them.
What is it with girls in this town?
Poor Joe is forever alone. He will never find a girlfriend, and meanwhile, Frank will have 12 girlfriends to make up for the fact that Joe has none. See, this is why Joe can't get a girlfriend, Frank. It's because you're hogging all the girlfriends in town. You don't need 12, do you?
Hi, Mr. Spencer. I'm Frank Hardy, and this is my brother Joe.
I know who you are, Frank. I've heard a lot about you.
Dad?
Sorry, dear. What can I do for you, Frank?
My brother and I are looking into this incident. We thought maybe we could ask you some questions.
Budding detectives. Of course. It would be my pleasure. They aren't letting me leave, you know. They think I'm the thief. No one wants the truth to come out more than I.
So wait, Lily talks to her father about the hot guy she likes? Really? Wow. Okay, so so this is Thomas. He is the #1 suspect, but we know he has to be innocent because his daughter is hot. And that's Hardy Boys logic for you.
They're keeping you here? Can they do that?
I suppose technically they can't, but it wouldn't look good if I didn't accede to the officer's request.
Well, don't worry, we'll prove your innocence shortly, sir.
What do you know about the theft?
Very little. I was working in the yard this morning, same as usual, when Sam came running across the yard, waving his arms and yelling at me. He said, "I knew it. I knew trusting you was a mistake. You think you're smart. You think breaking a window is enough to throw off the cops." I just stood there. I had no idea what he was talking about. He went back inside without coming any closer. A few minutes later, the police arrived, and, well, here I am. It's a shame, really. It goes to show that no good deed goes unpunished. I don't know why he felt the need to tell me the combination of that darn safe every week. He even made me write it down.
Wait, so you had the combination to the safe? What?
Where did you write it down?
On my hand. I usually memorized it by the time I showered, and to be perfectly honest with you, if I didn't memorize it, I didn't lose sleep over it.
That's because the safe combination changes every single week. Every single week it changes, so he didn't worry too much about it, because it wasn't his safe anyway.
He thinks the window was broken to make it look like an outside job?
Yes, that's the conventional wisdom, but have you seen it? The break didn't shatter it. If the thief's intention was to get in through the window, he would have had to find another way.
What is your opinion of your brother?
He's an odd duck, paranoid, quick-tempered. He's been that way as long as I can remember. I care for him, I truly do, but he can be difficult to deal with.
Why do you think your brother suspects you?
Well, $200 million is a lot of money. I don't mind admitting that I'm a little strapped for cash. If it weren't for Sam, we'd be in a pickle. But I would never steal from anyone, least of all him.
Yeah, who would steal from their brother?
Do you have any idea who the thief could be?
I'm baffled. Sam's argumentative and aggravating, but he doesn't get out much. I don't think he has any enemies, although I suppose $200 million is enough incentive to steal from your best friend.
I know your daughter from school.
She's beautiful, isn't she? I love her as if she were my own. She's my second wife's daughter. I should say my last wife. Second sounds like I plan on having a third, which I don't.
Okay, so we are going to gossip about Lily right in front of her. This is awkward.
Lily certainly is beautiful.
Oh,
You think so too? Well, perhaps after all this blows over, you'll have to ask my permission to take her out on a date.
Oh, I didn't mean that. I meant that, yes, she's beautiful, and I was just agreeing with you.
Don't worry about it, Frank. You seem like a nice kid.
As for you, Joe, get out of my house now. I don't want you anywhere near my daughter.
Can you tell me about your wife?
Sure. I met Mary almost 10 years ago now. It was love at first sight. I had already been divorced for some time, mind you. Eventually, I married her. I was a little gun-shy after the first go-around.
Where is she now?
At our house on the manor grounds. She has polyneuropathy. She's been wheelchair-bound for some time.
Thanks for your help, Mr. Spencer.
I guess I'll be here for a while if you have any other questions.
Thanks.
Okay, so, now for the puzzle. We have to prove there was some way the thief could have gotten the combination. That's what we have to prove. So in order to do that, we need to get the doorstop. You can see the doorstop here on this screen. Can't see it so much on this screen because Joe's butt is blocking the way, but trust me, it's behind his butt.
A doorstop.
And what we need to do is actually use the doorstop. Well, that makes sense, right? Use the doorstop on the door. Let's see. Oh yeah, we also want to steal something.
There's some glass on the ground here. I'll just borrow it.
Yeah, I'll just borrow stuff from the crime scene. Nobody's gonna miss it.
The safe looks remarkably sturdy.
We're not gonna open the safe or look inside.
The safe looks remarkably sturdy.
But we are going to admire its sturdy composition. So what is this thing? Whoa, game. Well, okay, zooming
It's
in
locked.
here.
It's locked.
These things are all locked. And what about
There's
this?
a shredded piece of paper in here. It's a
It's-
paper shredder. Dad had one until we accidentally shredded his best tie. What can I say? We were young.
That was last
There's nothing written on
Tuesday.
it. Totally blank.
I think that was Joe's fault.
It's a paper
It was Joe's fault. Joe shredded Dad's tie. So what is this piece of paper here? There we go. Okay, so what we do is we put a blank piece of paper here as a test, and then we are going to open the door to create a little bit of wind. So where does the doorstop go? Maybe we have to put the doorstop on this side of the door. This side of the door, okay. You can tell because I've got the little gears that indicate an item can be used somewhere. So I put the gears in place. I'm going to put the doorstop in place. And then wind is going to blow through the room, causing the paper to go outside. And by the way, we got the paper from here outside, in case you were wondering. It was next to this plant. And this should be the puzzle. Unless I'm mistaken, there should be, like, the wind that brings the paper inside or something.
Mr. Spencer, mind if I ask you a few questions?
Fine, just make it quick.
Where do you keep the combination to the safe?
I don't keep it anywhere. I think of a new one each week and jot it down on a piece of paper. I leave the paper on my desk and glance at it occasionally until I'm sure I've committed it to memory. I then shred it.
When's the last time you changed the combination?
Why, it was yesterday, as a matter of fact. He says. By Jove, I think he's got it. The game is afoot. The little gray cells. Any one of those would do, but he says, What sort of two-bit detectives are you anyway?
Wow. Don't be such a jerk, Mr. Spencer. We kind of solved the puzzle. Jeez.